The dick jokes are finishing the night. Apparently I'm hosting. I don't know what that... No, don't clap. Don't clap. I don't know what that means, hosting. I think it's just talking while the next person sets up. I've never really seen this guy. Does anyone know who this is?
Never seen.
Because I'm not...
You see Antifolk guy.
I see. I did not know. He kind of is godlike with his hair and his demeanor. I feel like if Jesus is on earth, it's JJ Hayes. If Jesus is... Yeah. No, Jesus is real. It's JJ Hayes. Ray Brown is in the audience tonight. Where are you, Ray? Where are you? Did he leave? Oh, good. I can talk shit about him. Where's Ray? Well, I'll save it because I want him to be in there. Oh, there he is! Hiding in the fucking corner. I love Ray Brown. You know what I love more than Ray Brown? Everything. Ray, stop looking at your phone. Ray, this is really interesting. No, don't take a picture. Okay. But this isn't about me. I don't know. I really don't know why the fuck I'm hosting. Yeah.
So, anybody else?
I know. They're just sort of like, are you free tonight? No, I feel like I'm hosting because I really love the people here and the community here. If we're getting real for 3 seconds. Except Debbie in the back. He's talking. Shut up. I love everyone here, and I think that's why I'm hosting. I do have some stuff I'm going to read later, but I mean, it just doesn't feel right to do it now. Because, I mean, people read shit, right? Like, is that what they do? Read something? I'll see what I have in my phone. I have something in my notebook. I have a few things I'm going to read. So I write notes. I'll keep this short. I write notes in my phone on occasion. And I don't claim to be like a John Berger or like, well, that's a good thing, right? I don't claim to be a John or a S. Hall, because he's, oh my god, he's so fucking badass. Holy shit. Let's see what cute things I have in here. Let's see. Oh, this is cute. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. August. These are just like thoughts of mine. Some of them are poems. This is like a thought I had. August 12th, 2012, 11:30 a.m. Alright. I'm just a semi-fat girl sipping on a diet something on a train to nowhere with no one, hoping for eye contact with a stranger that won't remember me in 10 minutes. Listening to music I think is relevant, but no one else hears. The truth is relatable, but doesn't mean it hurts any less. That's a thought I had at 11:30 in the morning. I'll do one more. I wasn't even planning on this. Let's see. Okay. Alright, you shut up. This is about taking a nap in the afternoon and then coming in my sleep. Alright. Shut up. September the 16th, 2013. I feel the denim stick to my skin, hot and humid early morning. I take a cat nap around noon and come in my sleep. Thank you, JJ Hayes.
Bad enough having to follow Aunt Ange. I have to follow Rebecca Florence coming in her sleep. Like this.
Top that!
Yeah.
How about when she's awake?
I'm never awake.
Remember the sunlight streaming on the trolley tracks, which ran by your house 100 years before you were born? Remember standing on tiptoes as a child to look out your parents' window at the trolley tracks, which had not been there for a century? Remember the sunlight? Remember, before you could read, before even kindergarten, sitting in a tree and pondering what would have happened had you not been born. Would you have been born someone else? Would you have been everyone? How would you know? A shadow, like a bird, passed behind you in the dark. The white of your cigarette briefly fluoresced between the glowing orange tip and your mouth. You turned and caught a second passing shadow out of the corner of your eye. You looked at the sky, hoping the stars would wheel in an instant of illumination. You wanted to be caught up in the deep repose of prayer. But the silhouette of the house reminded you that people have called on God, and God has been silent. How would you know when God has been silent? If I had a fucking hammer, I could nail this fucking manger, cried my brother from the roof when midnight mass was said. And if I had a fucking image, I could nail this fucking lyric. And oh hey, your baby Jesus would fall down upon your head. But I ain't got a fucking hammer, I ain't even got a fucking manger, I ain't got a fucking image or a fucking metaphor. I don't even like the F word, it shows a weakness in the writing. And what the fuck's the fucking F word even for? Rachel Lateman's fucking grateful. Ray Brown fucked a mouth in Stanford. B. Dalton says fuck you in her song for the Antifolk singer. Dan Penta says it over and over at the end of Piss on You. So I guess there is a precedent for me to use it too. This all started in Cafe Vivaldi. I was listening to Steve Stavola. He only uses motherfucker once in his entire oeuvre. I find his music healing because his images are true. And I hope to find a metaphor to heal the loss of you. To heal the loss of you. Rachel Lateman's fucking grateful. Ray Brown fucked a mouth in Stanford. Dalton says fuck you in the song for the Antifolk singer. Morgan Heritage says fuck you Tony in a song called Fuck You Tony. And now I think I realize just where this whole thing's going. 'Cause as I stood there wondering about the strange turn this song took, I realized Cafe Vivaldi was in our old neighborhood, and you never liked the F word in any song you might be hearing. So now I think I realize I need a tiny bit more healing. A tiny bit more healing. If I had a fucking hammer, I could nail this fucking manger, cried my brother from the roof when midnight mass was said. And if I had a fucking image, I could nail this fucking lyric. And oh hey, or baby Jesus would fall down upon my head. But I ain't got a fucking hammer, I ain't even got a fucking manger, I ain't got a fucking image or a fucking metaphor. I don't even like the F word, it shows a weakness in the writing. And what the fuck's the fucking F word even for? The F word is for this mic stand. A friend in the audience was asking if I was Antifolk. I didn't know the answer. Well, let me tell a story. Some of you may have heard this story, but I'm going to try, in some fashion, to use this story as a theme for the evening, at least, or something. But many years ago, I was working in a profession, the one profession that you can actually talk about the death of the members of this profession on national television for laughs. I was a lawyer, and but I was going through a spiritual crisis, and I was also trying to create something, and I was reflecting on the book of Jonah, which most people know is the guy who got, stuck in the whale, but Jonah actually appears twice in the Bible, once in the book of Jonah, and once in another book where he's just sort of mentioned as, I'll get to that later, because that will bear directly on one of my songs, in some fashion. But Jonah is told by God to go prophesy in Nineveh and tell them that they're about to be destroyed because of their horrendous ways. And he doesn't want to do it. He just runs. He goes on board a ship. He stows away. The ship is hit with a storm. They don't know what's causing the storm. He finally comes clean that he's running from God and that they better throw him overboard if they want the storm to subside, which they do. And then he's swallowed by the huge fish. And then he's coughed up on the land, and he goes and he prophesies to Nineveh, tells them they're going to get destroyed in 3 days. And what happens is that they listen to him and they change their ways. The king actually listens. They change their ways. The wrath of God is averted, and Jonah gets so fucking depressed. And he's like, oh, God, I knew you were going to do this. He really wanted the wrath of God to come down or something. And then he's looking at this tree, and he watches this plant come up, and then he sees the plant come up, and then it dies, and then he just gets so depressed about the plant, he just wants to die. So, and God's like, look, you get depressed about a plant, and I shouldn't be upset about all these thousands of people in Nineveh, not to mention their animals. But anyway, I was at the time working on an attempt to maybe write a modern rendition of the book of Jonah. And I said, what I'll do is, I'll set it with a guy who is supposed to do something else. I don't know, maybe be a musician in a Lower East Side bar, or something. I don't know what it was. I had no knowledge of this place at that time. I think I had been here once, but I was drinking. I kind of remember that hole there by the sound booth also being over here, and then passing the tip jar. I remember no music. And so anyway, in a state of drunkenness and ecstasy, I decided that I'm going to try to do this thing. Write this thing. And I said, maybe what if he runs to a corporation to hide in a corporation, and then the corporation goes belly up or just gets crazy, and he's got to admit that it's because he's fleeing from the will of God and the whole thing. So I'm thinking about this, and what happens is I get a call from a friend of mine. In fact, the friend who brought me to this place, although I don't remember it, who says there's a job opening at this corporation. So now I go through this whole thing. Maybe it's like Jonah. Maybe I'll be fleeing into the comfort of the corporation. And maybe what is God's will for me? And I just decide, and I go back and forth. Now, here's something you got to know, okay? Right. Money can sway your judgment. So, it was doing the will of God and sort of humble.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear that. How do you know?
It kind of, it can affect you, you know? You think you're making precise judgments, but if they're offering you $70K a year, like maybe you're saying, perhaps this is God's will that this job came my way. And so, in the end, after deep thought and a few Guinnesses, I guess, I don't know, I decided to take the job. The first day at the job, they come to me and they say, there was a mistake made, Mr. Hayes, you know, on your nameplate, and they said this. Just say it says Jonah Hayes, not my name. And I looked at the woman and I was like, you have no idea what you just did to me. And anyway. Anyway, the thing about Jonah in the other part of the Bible is that Israel is doing all these. Jonah's the prophet, and there's this part of the Bible where, you know, Israel is constantly doing horrendous things, and God sends the prophets to them and calls down damnation on them. But the time that he tells Jonah, who obviously from this side was itching to call down condemnation from him, and he says, I want you to go and tell them that Israel is actually going to do all right, even though they're very bad, because no one cares about Israel, and today I care about them, you know, and I really care about them. And so Jonah gets sent, despite the fact that they're doing, to tell them that good things are going to happen. And the reason that relates to this is that I have been in a rage for I don't know how long, an internal rage. And I wanted to write the really angry fucking Antifolk song. And for years, I've been trying to write a happy song, and these songs of judgment come out, you know, and things like this. Now I sat down and I'm gonna, because I was just fucking pissed off. You know the Facebook feeds. You know, it's just gonna drive you like, you know, how can you have anything to do with humanity? And I was walking, and today I'm walking across the Manhattan Bridge, and you know, forget it. But it harkened back to the time when I walked across the Manhattan Bridge, and it gave me this song that I wanted to write. I hate it, and this song came out because it's the sign of Jonah. From Manhattan Bridge, you know you could see a softball game from 100 feet. Side is retired with a pop fly foul. One side trots off, the other trots out, and it's bound to make a human smile. It's bound to make you wanna stay here a while and say, ain't that a pretty sight? A down-home natural and pretty sight. An actual fact and a hint of the light on a New York afternoon. Where Dad wears the payas and Mom wears the wig. He's got that tough guy strut from the Lollipop Guild, kicking down the cobblestones beneath Brooklyn Bridge. He's far groovier than Paul Simon is, and he's bound to make the passers-by smile. He's bound to make them want to watch that kid for a while and say, pretty sight, a down-home, natural and pretty sight, an actual fact and a hint of the light on a New York afternoon. Well, the sun's going down behind them west side buildings. Soon it will go down behind New Jersey. Unseen by me, I know the Hudson gleams. Unseen by me, I know the Hudson gleams. And I hope them West Side walkers smile. I hope them West Side walkers stop for a while and say, ain't that a pretty sight? A down-home, natural and pretty sight, an actual fact and a hint of the light on a New York afternoon. Well, I live my whole life here and I'm kinda convinced it's mostly the work of the infernal prince. He'll use every meme in the book to try to divide us, every cross-eyed look to try to incite us. But with softball games, acidic kids and West Side walkers, we could leave all that hatred to the Facebook squawkers. And hey, let's go walk for a smile. We'll wanna stay for a while and say, ain't that a pretty sight? A down-home, natural and pretty sight, an actual fact and a hint of the light on a New York afternoon. Thank you. We had a okay, this is odd, okay? I'm going to dedicate this one to Robin Williams. Because the idea of this arrangement came to me around the time that the news was in the air, and I don't know whether I was channeling it because I was actually thinking consciously about something else that involved the Civil War. But you know, this is going to be my first. This is going to be the first cut on the my album J.J. Hayes Strikes Back.
Yeah.
But and of course it's an arrangement by two authors who have provided some of the, it's a combination of two songs, but two authors that have provided some of the great music in our day. Ray Brown and this guy Trad R. Who I see on all this great stuff. the world. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Yeah!
Thank you. Folks, you're listening to JJ Hayes. He's not done. He's got time for maybe one more.
Okay.
Two quick ones or one more.
Okay, one more. One more.
One more. I'm going to come around
little
with a tip jar for JJ. And suggested donation is $5 per set. So get your bucks ready.
Anyway,
One
thank you. There's a great. There's a great. Did I cut you off? I'm sorry, man.
One more big round of applause for JJ Hayes.
Alex P. And sound. All right. Yeah. Stick around for the rest of the night. It's like really good. Who we got? We got like April Sun, Carl Creighton, right? Clinical Trials, Robot Princess,
Dick jokes!
and Dick Jokes. I hope to get one of the few remaining purple Robot Princess t-shirts and loose lids too, right?
There's not a
Loose
few
lids is
remaining,
coming
there's a
in.
lot of them.
There's a lot of them?
No, limited quantity.
Limited edition. Get them now before I do. Okay. I ran across a concept, an Eastern concept called hyperagnosticism while reading something in the bathroom the other day. Never heard of it. It's amazing. But what it says is that the infinite from which we all arise is not only beyond knowing, it's beyond unknowing. So there's hyperagnosticism. It's just beyond not even not knowing. And yeah, I feel that may be the basis of this song. Son man, set your face like flint. Say these words to the government. Say these words to the violent. You must tend to the wounded. Now God may not exist, but He loves you as if He does. So let us not insist that what is like what was. Take my hand, we'll walk the I-95 corridor. Take my hand, we'll walk straight down to Baltimore, where the great Crystal once walked. Alas, he walks no more, but you could walk with me, and I could walk with you, in the city where he wrote, love is so hard, and it's all we came to do. 30 years is a long time without the veil of alcohol. Hey, 15 years is a long time with no excuses for the falls. So let me buy you a soda, babe, or let's sing a drinking song. And by the time the cops arrive, the whole damn bar will sing along. Yeah, by the end of the night, when every gal and every guy will raise their glasses high, and amid the sloshing foam assert we are alone. We could teach them all to sing these simple lines. We sing, God may not exist, but He loves you as if He does. So let us not insist that what is like what was. Take my hand, we'll walk the I-95 corridor. Take my hand, we'll walk straight down to Baltimore, where the great Chris Toll once walked. Alas, he walks no more, but you could walk with me, and I could walk with you, in the city where he wrote, love is so hard, and it's all we came to do. So we all get arrested for ontological drunkenness, with a lesser included charge of public gentleness. They let us off with a warning, but on the courthouse steps we commit the crime again. Before the gathered press we sing, God may not exist, but he loves you as if he does. So let us not insist that what is like what was. Take my hand, we'll walk the I-95 corridor. Take my hand, we'll walk straight down to Baltimore, where the great Chris Toll once walked. Alas, he walks no more, but you could walk with me, and I could walk with you, in the city where he wrote, love is so hard, and it's all we came to do. Get that right. We'll screw up the end, but it's just an excuse so I can do it again. Try to get everybody to sing along. Debbie Dalton inspired this song in a way. I gotta say. Because, you know, the songs are so full of love and the struggle and everything like that, but she comes from a different tradition than I do in her thought, and I was like, well, we don't have to name this. You don't have to name this thing. I mean, now I know, hyper-agnostic and everything, that it's all beyond even unknowing, but it sounds like, you know, one of those concepts. Anyway, it occurred to me that we're all saying that, you know, this is real. I came to this scene because there was something real here. It was telling me something. It was disturbing I thought that people were actually channeling some truth, and then I realized that they were just slowly wearing away my preconceptions. And things were being unveiled, and slowly. But, like, you know, it made me realize that God may not exist, but he loves you as if he does. So let us not insist that what is like what was. Take my hand, we'll walk the I-95 corridor. Take my hand, we'll walk straight down to Baltimore, where the great Chris Toll once walked. Alas, he walks no more, but you could walk with me, and I could walk with you, in the city where he wrote, love is so hard, and it's all we came to do. In the city where he wrote, love is so hard, and it's all we came to do. Thank you.